Hey there, my name is Alex, I am the Silvermont, and bad DLC practices make me sad. I've got nothing against the idea of downloadable or post-launch content in video games. In fact, I think it's a great idea. The Undead Nightmare DLC for Red Dead Redemption, one of my favourite DLCs ever made. Witcher 3 had amazing DLC expansions, especially Blood and Wine. There's a lot you can do with DLC. A lot you can do to support your game and respond directly to player feedback to improve upon your existing product. But then we have microtransactions and cut content being sold back to us. Can't meet your deadline? No worries, just cut that out and we'll rush the game out and sell that missing content back later on. And I totally understand some of the reasoning behind that, but it doesn't mean I agree with it or like it. So then we have Sekiro. A representative of Activision has been quoted as saying, "There are no plans for microtransactions in Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice." This was in response to people noticing that the store page for the game included a tick for in-game purchases. It was claimed that this was just an error, but you can never really be sure about that, can you? Now, I'm not going to point fingers or name any names, but let's just say that some game publishers have lied in the past or hidden behind what I'm sure they believe is very clever vernacular. We have no plans to bring this title to PC at the moment. Make sure you buy it on console, and then a few months later, why don't you buy the better version on PC now with all these new and enhanced features? Just as an example that has happened, where the publisher literally said this game isn't coming to PC, and then less than a year later, surprise surprise, it came to PC. Likewise, we wouldn't want Sekiro to launch, get loads of great coverage from content creators and reviewers, achieve a really high Metacritic score, and then have some microtransactions or something like that patched in after they're sitting on like a 92 on Metacritic. Where am I going with this? Well, if you're also of the mind that you would like to experience Sekiro as a game without microtransactions or other nickel and diming style DLC practices implemented post-launch, it just so happens there's a place you can get your voice heard. Supergamers.org is, in a nutshell, like a specialised version of Change.org, specifically for video games and people who play video games. To quote the site, "A free platform for individuals to voice their concerns about unethical behaviour in the video game industry through the use of online petitions. Our team also calculates various metrics to competitively analyse and evaluate company ethics across the industry with the goal of improving the industry as a whole." Anything pro-consumer is a good idea in my book. And they have a page specifically on Sekiro up right now, which you should go and check out. Now, full disclosure, I was approached by one of the driving forces behind this site recently, who pitched the idea and the concept of the site to me and asked if I'd like to be on board with helping them out, as it were. And this is a dude I've spoken with in the past too, and I know they're really into Dark Souls and Bloodborne. They love discussing the lore as much as I do. Perhaps more, actually. That was initially why we got in contact, as it happens, to talk about some Dark Souls related stuff, and it rendered me more inclined to listen when he came to me with this proposal than if, say, I just got an email from a random person who was like, "Hello, Silvermont Games, we love your YouTube videos and would like to work with you in sponsoring our new mobile game, King, Clan, War, Quest, Royale, Clash." You know? And as it happens, business ethics in the video game industry is something I do care about because I play a lot of video games. Nobody can fill the shoes of Total Biscuit in that respect, but I'm a consumer, you're probably a consumer if you're watching this. There are a lot of us out there, many millions and millions of people play video games. Collectively, we can make a difference. Having a platform for our voices and our opinions is a good step in that direction if you ask me. So check that site out. Most publishers will respond if backlash is large enough, vocal enough, and reasonable enough. This is something a lot of people do get wrong. If a game has, say, microtransactions, The right way to go about it is to voice your concerns. The wrong way about it is to go on Twitter, find one random developer of the game and say kill yourself. That's not really constructive in any way, if you ask me. If you just accept something, how can you ever expect it to change? My man Eisen put it best. We should always think not of how the world is, but of how the world should be. Either way, I have some pertinent links in the description, so if this tickled your interest, check those out. As for me, well, I'm going to continue playing Sekiro. I'll get my review out as soon as I can. Until then, you guys take care.